everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I am here with my bestie Mandy.
And I am here with my bestie Jessica.
So it's time for us to do our February TBR. February's here. Let's do this.
Yes.
So Mandy.
So Jessica.
Do we need to talk about a few things?
We have some things to talk about with our TBR.
Yes.
Well, why don't we, how did you do?
Oh, yeah. I read 10 books. I think
Me
it's the most
too.
I've read. Did you really?
Yes.
And one of my books was moved to February. So I just put it back on my TBR for February because I really wanted to read it and I was heartbroken.
I had one of my books get moved to February as well, and one of my books does not come out until January 31st, which we have to have this done before then.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But I also went back and grabbed 2 from previous months. One was like all the way back in July.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm sure I did too, but I don't know. I didn't look to see, but yay. Good for us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll dive into our February TBR and talk about some things we're going to be doing with our February TBR. So we are going to do, this is totally just for fun. If you want to participate with us, please do. We will have the graphics over on our Instagram page. There will be a special like highlight circle for them, as well as on the YouTube community page. We'll put them there. So we're going to do an Unstuff Your Kindle challenge each month. Thought it would be fun. We both have a lot of books on our Kindle, so I think I had 63. I don't even want to know how many you have.
I don't want to tell you.
I know. So
more than 63. Let's put it that way, okay?
I know. So we're hoping to unstuff our Kindles a little bit this year. So each month we'll have a new challenge. So our first challenge is going to be just centered kind of around February things. So it's if the word love is in the title, hearts are on the cover, pink cover, and red cover. And then we have like a little bingo board, and it does those twice, and then there is a free space where you can put whatever book you want. Totally just for fun. You can do one. You can try and do it all however you want. Just totally a fun Unstuff Your Kindle challenge.
Yep. Okay.
And then for one more thing for your TBR, we're just loading you guys up.
Yeah.
We've heard from a lot of you who really want to try and do a book club. So we're going to give it a go and see how it goes. So this is our plan for this month. And we will make adjustments based on your feedback and our own feedback after we do this month. So we'll tell you what we're going to pick the book for this month. And then towards the end of February, watch on the community page, and we'll let you know in one of our videos. You guys can pick March's book, but just to get this launched, we decided to pick February's.
Yes.
So we will do a live show on wrong post-it note. Live show on February 28th, which is a Friday. So kind of had book club feels, hopefully on a Friday evening. Grab some wine and cheese in your book and come join us, or whatever you want to do. So we'll have a live show, so you can join on that. 6 p.m. Pacific on our channel, or which would be 9 p.m. Eastern. The rest of you time zones fill in the blank there. And we'll just chat, and we'll have some prompts, and we'll go from there. And on the live show, if you can't make the live show, come back and comment, watch it and comment, and we'll all try and get in there and just keep the conversation going like book club. So we'll see how it goes, and based on your feedback, we'll make changes as needed. So Jessica, do you want to announce the book?
Sure. So we're going to be reading A London Villain by Catherine Wilcher. It's the second book in her, I don't remember what she called the series, but it's a standalone. It can be read as a complete standalone. And out of the 2 books that were in that series, because she passed away before she could complete the series or the trilogy, that one is my favorite. So that's what we decided to go with, was the second book.
Yes. And that is also in the very first book box for Coveted cover.
Yes, and I'm in love with these covers, and I'm so grateful that we got to do
Gorgeous.
Catherine's books. Yeah.
Yes.
And for those who need to know, there is audio for this book, so you can listen to the book if you need to.
That'll be something we'll have to think about going
Yes.
forward. Do we want to make sure that any of our picks always have an audio? I think that might be nice because we hear from so many of you who thank us for always having some audio recs, like in our 1 minute book recs and things, and talking about audio, which like we like audiobooks, and so we
And they
wanna make
count.
sure they do count. But also there's some people that it's easier for them to access audio. So we also we want to make sure that our book club is inclusive for all of that. So yeah, maybe that'll just be our book club rule that whatever book we pick needs to also have audio.
Yeah. And I'm 99% sure that Kat's books are on KU. So this should still be on KU as well.
Because if you do get the Coveted cover subscription box, do you really want to open that?
You might want to open it just to read the letters from her husband and BJ Alpha.
Very carefully.
Very carefully. And if you haven't gotten the subscription box, you need to get yours by January 31st in order to get Catherine's box. Otherwise, the next box is the next author, which will be announced the first part of February. And we'll probably have a few of Kat's in our back, like in our office, like in our website that will sell once we get through them. But as far as like subscription wise and having that as a part of your subscription, you have to be signed up by the end of this month. And there is a discount code linked below for 10% off. It's Mandy's. So she needs her tiara for her
when you're watching this, that better light a fire for you if you want to get in, because you're only gonna have one day to get in on that book box.
Let me tell you, our favorite authors are in this box. You guys really want to be part of it. Okay.
Anybody can join book club though. You don't have to be a part of Coveted cover.
Yeah.
But we just thought that was a fun way to start off.
It's just a little bonus. It's a little bonus for the business. So okay. So are you ready to start TBRs?
Well, we kind of already did. We have some Kindle unstuffing to do. We have a London villain to read. So yes, let's dive in.
To the 15 that we each have. So 30 total. Okay. All right, so let's start off with our new releases. I've found that there's not so many, for me personally, you probably have more, but physical new releases, there was not a lot for me this month. But let's talk about what I do have. So the first book I have, I'm really excited for. It is Protecting Her Secrets, and it is by Misty Walker. This is a new series by Misty. I already have the book. It's the physical book on pre-order from her. It's supposed to be out on February 4th. This is a second chance romance. This is where our heroine is going to the mountains this is like a mountain man series, to confront her ex-husband, who she's been separated from for 15 years because she needs him to sign the divorce papers, and he has refused to sign the divorce papers, and they get snowed in together. So what happens there?
Oh, nice.
And apparently they were very, very young when they were together. So like it's been 15 years, like since they were like 18, and he's grown up or something. So, and become a rugged mountain man. So why would you climb that pole? I don't know. Just do it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have my February calendar looked pretty light. I have a print off the calendar and write new releases on there to kind of keep them organized. And while I picked just a handful for my TBR, there's still always more that I want to read.
Yeah.
But this time I pretty much picked everything that was on my calendar because I didn't have very much on my calendar.
March has a ton of amazing new releases coming out.
Oh, March cannot wait for
March. Yes. March, but February was very light.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's really sunny, so my farm animals are sunbathing, and sometimes they lay in positions that make me slightly nervous.
A little bit. Yeah.
And we had some farm life crisis going on, so I like have a little bit of PTSD.
A little bit, right?
Yeah. We lost 3 goats in like 10 days. It was horrific.
It was crazy.
But thankfully I have a really wonderful vet who does farm calls even on Sunday afternoons.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, everybody seems to be back okay, but they're sunbathing. So I'm like, no, what is happening?
What's going on up there?
Okay. I digress. Yes. Farm life. It's not for everybody.
Mm-hmm. So what's your first book?
My first book is What's Left of Us by B. Celeste. This comes out February 7th. So this is about a detective whose partner was just shot and killed in the line of duty. and he ends up having to go to mandatory therapy where 10 years worth of stuff is just going to start coming out, including his marriage that has fallen apart. And he married this woman when they were younger, I believe, because I think he's only 31. And he married her because her dad is a crime boss. So he married her to get her away from her dad. And their marriage has fallen apart and stuff is going down.
Okay.
So, B. Celeste always knows how to bring the angst. So I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so the next book that I have is Smooth as Sailing by Kristen Ashley. I'm so excited to see Kristen Ashley in February when we go to Wild and Windy Phoenix.
Yes.
So excited. So this is the third book in her Wild West MC. I've only read the first book, so I probably should read the second, but I think they are standalones. But this is about, so this is an MC, this is a audio, same day audio release as well as the book, and they come out on February 4th as well. And this is about Hugger and Diana. Basically, Hugger doesn't believe he deserves love, and he doesn't think he's good enough, and it's that whole trope. So I'm all for it. I don't know much more than that, but yeah.
I forgot to write down the release date, so I was trying to look for that, and I actually had it memorized in my head correctly, but I was afraid if I said it, it was going to be wrong. So my next one is The Merger by Adriana Locke, which comes out February 10th. Go me. This is best friend's brother, but it kind of has like, it sounds a little bit enemies to lovers type vibes. She goes into his office and all his plants are dying, so she convinces him to let her fix them. And, oh, sorry, my husband's texting me and it's so distracting because he changed his picture to one of my male model book covers. He thinks he's hilarious.
Yes.
Okay. So,
all right.
It's confusing. Anyways, so she is taking care of his plants. There's some incident with the ivy. They're now sneaking around, and she has a secret.
Okay.
Adriana Locke always writes fantastic, so I'm very excited for it.
Okay. All right. So the next book that I have on my TBR is the one from last month that was moved to this month, and that is Omega, founded by Mae Pierce. I talked about it last month, but this is an Omegaverse. It is a Wild West mail order bride Omegaverse where packs are illegal and there's some rejection going on. And so that is coming out on February 10th, and it had better come out on February 10th because I really want to read this. So, okay.
That reminds me, The Broker by Nikki Sloan was on my January TBR, and it was moved to February, and I didn't think to like put it back down. So that is one I will definitely be reading. Okay, my next one is Silver Fox by Stevie Sparks. This comes out February 12th, and this is a Valentine's Day novella. That's why I thought this would be fun. It's also age gap, daddy vibes, pierced hero, boss to lover, and the most intriguing trope of all, idiot cat.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I really hope my cat did not hear me say that.
I know your cat might get offended that you said that. I don't know. Okay. All right. The next book I have is an audio release. This is Embers by Claire Kent. This is the third book in her Kindle series. This is my boyfriend died during the apocalypse, and all I can rely on is his father now.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes. So dead boyfriend's dad. Post-apocalyptic. I've been wanting to read the book. Like, I love this series in general. But now that she's putting audio out and they're coming out like once or twice a month, because the other two just came out this last month. I'm all for it. So.
Okay. My next new release is Here and Now by Corinne Michaels. This is the second book in her new series. It comes out February 19th. This is Miles and Penelope's story. So we're definitely going to have some more competition frisbee happening. But Penelope is a heroine on the run, and she is a single mom. Miles is going to be her son's hockey coach, but I am very intrigued about the heroine on the run trope. So looking forward to that one.
All right. So the next book that I have is one that you and I both want to read. You and I are both picking up copies of this when we go to Phoenix, and that is The Wrong Quarterback by C.R. Jane. The audio is coming out on the 11th of February, and I was waiting for the audio because she always has great audio, and I was waiting to pick up my book. So, yay! I'll be listening to that. I'll probably be listening to that like as we're going down there. My husky would like to listen to it as well.
Apparently.
Okay.
So my next one is Royal Heart by Nana Malone. The audiobook comes out February 22nd. This is about Damon. Damon is a thief. He is somehow responsible, it sounds like, for her father's death, and he comes to her to get her to help him go steal this, what was it called? The Royal Heart jewel or something. And to do this, they have to go to the auction house and pretend that they are married. Yeah.
Okay. So the next book that I have seen this book all over in my dark romance group, or maybe it was my breeding group. I think it's my breeding group. I think it's my breeding reader group. Anyhow, I've seen this everywhere, and I've been waiting for the audio to come out. We picked this up at one of our events this last year. This is A Tempting Arrangement by Jay Wilder, or Jessa Wilder. So this is the first book in her Twisted Vows series, and what she actually has, I think, is like perfect. This audio comes out on the 18th. And it is Red Flag Billionaire Marriage of Convenience Boss Employee Standalone. If that doesn't sound perfect, I don't know what does.
Yeah.
Red Flag Billionaire, thank you.
All right, next up I have Mr. Swoony by Piper Rain. I am so excited for this one. This is Connor and Eloise. Eloise, we saw in the last story, she's getting married, but she didn't seem super excited about it. And Connor is the one who comes barging in during the middle of the wedding and says, "Stop the wedding." And apparently he is successful in stopping the wedding. So we'll see what happens. I'm very excited.
Okay. So the next book I've had on my TBR before, but then it got moved out there. So that is Heartless Beloved by Lola King. This is the second book in her North Shore series. This is the audio release. The book is out. So this is the audio release is on the 25th. I have applied for the ALC. We'll see what happens. So this is about a girl. So it's about the gangs. These guys are all in gangs, right? And one of them likes to sleep with very wealthy women. He gets involved with a very wealthy girl, or her father is like the mayor, or he's somewhere, senator, he's something, and a situation comes from that. So it's like the wrong side of the tracks kind of situation.
Oh, I like those.
Same. Yeah.
Okay. This is my last new release is on February 26th, and that's Finding Home by Lauren Rowe. I'm so excited. I love Lauren Rowe. This is Caleb. Caleb's a bad boy drummer. Like, need you say more, Lauren? And then she does, and it just makes me want to read it even more. So his daughter's mom dies, and he hires Aubrey, who is like a surrogate type aunt, probably like, us situation, yes. I'm assuming.
Yes.
And he hires her to be a nanny for his daughter and also his sobriety coach. And he has an important court date coming up to try and keep custody of his daughter. So I'm like, oh my God, I have to read this.
Some women have all the luck. That actually does sound really, really good. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next book I have is one that released about a week ago or so. I mean, it was towards the end of January. And that is The Midnight Arrow by Zoe Draven. So this is, I pre-ordered this from her because I'm going to see her in LA when I go to RomanticyCon. And I was like, what is this? Because it hadn't even been announced yet when I pre-ordered it a few weeks ago. It's out now. But this, she describes it, the trope. So I'll just give you guys the trope. So it is a human healer, female main character, and then you have, so this is a part of her Kylor series. I think it's a spinoff because this the hero is half Kylor, half something else, so it is alien, and it's she has a magical night garden. I bet she does, and there's a haunted forest. So audio did come out on the same day as the release for this, so I already have it on my Kindle ready to go.
Okay. So one of my goals this year is to work on every month reading books off of my shelf. And I'm hopeful to even do at least a couple books off my shelf every week, because I have a book collecting. It's not a problem.
I was gonna say, what word are you going to throw in there?
Yeah. I book collect and I need to read them. So my next book is Hollywood Princess, which was actually a Christmas present from my husband. He ordered me a lot of books because that's what I love. So this is by Natasha Madison, if I did not already say that. And this is Kelly. Kelly has it all. She's like the most sought after, Hollywood princess. And she's getting ready to go on this like big concert tour. And I don't have his name. The security guy that's hired to take, like bodyguard basically for her is the one man who has not fallen for her charm. So
Okay.
I feel like there's a connection there. Like she might already know him somehow. So very interested to read that.
Okay. All right. So the next book that I have is one that I have the audio on my Kindle, and I was like, I need to like listen to this and get it off my Kindle, and it sounds really good. And that's kind of my goal. Like I need to get some of those done. So this is Just Like That by Lena Hendricks. This is a grumpy billionaire and sister's ex. And of course, he's grumpy. He's a jerk. And so the tagline that got me was, it says, getting a man to give up custody of a son he never knew about should be easy, but it's not. So sounds like there's a little bit of a mystery baby situation, kind of. So we'll see. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, I have The Stars Are on Our Side by Jennifer Hartman. This goes along with Lotus and Still Beating. Apparently, this is supposed to be read after those two, is what I gathered, which I've read those two. So yay. Now I'm going to read this one. So this is about, is it Tabitha? And she's the only victim that the matchmaker has ever let go. And she's a single mom. She meets Gabe, but Gabe apparently has some stuff going on as well. So, it's Jennifer Hartman. He's got that troubled past. So have you read this one?
No, but I'm excited you're going to, because when I didn't realize it was a part of that world until she told us when we interviewed her. And I was like, oh, well, crap. I thought it was just those other two. So yeah.
Yeah, so I really want to read this. And that brings me to my other thing that I don't know if you remembered I said that we should do this, but working on some authors' backlists as a goal for the year. So that is one of my goals, and one of those authors is Jennifer Hartman. I feel like I'm fairly close.
Okay.
I thought about Natasha Madison, but she has a lot. I could get through.
Let's be realistic here, okay?
Year.
Let's just be realistic.
Yes.
Okay, so one of the next book that I have is another one that has audio that I have on my Kindle that I need to listen to. I mean, I just purchased it a few days ago, but anyhow, this is Missing You, Missing Me. This is a problem. I like audiobooks. By Tyler Page. I mean. So this is a rock star second chance romance. So it sounds like our heroine is the lead singer of a rock band, and our hero is the lead singer of his own rock band. So two different bands. They meet when they're 16. And then they have a thing when they're 18, like they are at a competition and stuff. And that's what where are you going? And that's what they meet. And then a handful of years later, now we're a handful of years later, and they meet up again. And she is married, but she's married to an asshole. So I'm curious. And Tyler Page just has this different style. So I'm like, is this going to be dark? I don't know, but I'm curious.
Okay. So my next book is The Heartbreak Scars by Misty Murphy. This is the book that you need to read after, this is what I was grabbing, The Heartbreak List. So I don't want to really tell what it's about. The Heartbreak List, our heroine, I've talked about this book, is phenomenal. The heroine finds out that she has a brain tumor and only has like weeks to live or months to live. And she is married, or not married, excuse me, she's engaged, planning her wedding when she meets Theo, who just kind of lets her embrace her life and live. And yeah, so good. And so this is the next book after that, but I don't want to say what this is like. You have to read this book to read this book.
You can't. Yep.
The first book was so good, so I can only imagine how amazing this book is going to be.
Okay. All right. So the next book that I have is one that I've had for a while, and I'll be taking it with us when we go to Phoenix. I keep wanting to say Vegas. We're going to Phoenix because that author is going to be there. That is Elle Thorpe, and this is Locked Up Liars. This is part of her backlist. So this is a Why Choose romance set in a prison. Our heroine goes and gets a job at the prison, and that's all I need to say, right? I mean,
I think so.
There is audio, and I'm excited to meet her.
I think I've seen that on the news a few times.
Probably.
When we go to the airport, I think I'm going to get a Sharpie out and write Phoenix on your hand.
You do it too. we'll just get one of those, like, you know, the little kid leashes, and we'll attach it to each other so we can't go the wrong way.
Yeah, as you're getting carted off by security because you were forcefully trying to board a plane to Vegas.
I don't know why. I have no idea why Vegas keeps coming up instead of Phoenix. I also keep saying Tucson. So
I know, you told me the other day, you're like, something about going to Tucson. I'm like, when are you going to Tucson? Because you were like, blah, 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 when I go to Tucson, da, da, da. And I'm like, what are you talking about? When are you going to Tucson? And you're like, you're going with me. I'm like, no, I'm not going to Tucson.
At least it's in the same state. So, I mean, close.
Okay, next up, I have Keep Her Safe by QB Tyler, who I met when we were actually
in Vegas.
So when Shay is 18, Damien, who is 30, starts guarding her. And apparently there's some chemistry, but he's going to put the brakes on that for a little while. She's apparently super famous, and he's going to be her bodyguard. So we'll see.
All right, so the next book I have is one that my husband got me for my birthday, so I probably should read it. And that is The Rake by L.J. Shin. This is a part of her Boston Bells series. This is, okay, so this is about Emma Bell, which, what a name. Emma Bell, who wants a baby. She's kind of a wild child. She wants a baby. She finds the gorgeous Englishman and decides that she wants his DNA for her baby, and he agrees to give it up. So,
nice.
Yeah.
With a turkey baster?
Oh, I'm sure. No, I think we do the old-fashioned way, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Especially if it looks like that.
Exactly. Thank you.
Okay, so my next one is one that I keep thinking that I'm just going to stop what I'm supposed to be reading right now and read it. And I really wanted to try and make some of my January TBR goals. So I'm going to put this on my February TBR. So I stop like messing with like myself, you know? So that's If This Is Love by Julie Ann. I keep hearing about it. I immediately put it on my TBR, or on my Kindle, excuse me, after I read A Place Without You. So all I really know is that she loves Milo. Milo's always been there for her. It sounds like he works on their ranch. I could be wrong on that. And Milo is marrying someone else.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the next book, I've had this on my shelf and on my Kindle for years, guys. Not joking.
That's
years.
disturbing.
Sorry. And I really, really, really need to get to it. So I put it on here. And we're going to see this author as well in Arizona. We're going to Arizona. In Phoenix. So that is Raphael by Tilly Cole. This is one of her dark books. This is her virtuous Deadly Virtues. Good Lord. That's what it's called. That took a second. Deadly Virtues. So this is about a group of guys who are basically killers. They're assassins. They're killers. They were all raised together. There was a prequel that went with this that I did read the prequel. It just was a few years ago that kind of set things up. And so this is about Raphael. And it basically just, says that sex is intertwined with death for him. And so it's going to be a very dark book. That's all. Trying to hide that yawn, aren't you?
Yeah, I woke up really early this morning.
No, it did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was disturbing. I should have called you.
No.
All right. My next book is going to be Warlord by Callie Ash. And our heroine is a pawn who is kidnapped and sold to like the most dangerous mafia in Ireland. And she is put in care of the warlord. That's all she knows. That's what he goes by, apparently. Okay. I'm assuming that's not a given birth name.
It is. His mother hated him.
And yeah, she's going to start to think he might want her, and maybe she wants him too. I don't know.
Maybe. You never know. Okay. All right. So the next book I have is Skin by Sybil Knight. My husband got me this one as well without even knowing what it was. So he's learned not to ask questions, just to purchase. So this is a dark captive, but it is a reimagining of Rumpelstiltskin. So
I can't wait for you to read that and tell us about it.
I know, me too.
I'm super
I know.
I don't know if I'm confused,
Or
intrigued,
scared.
or if maybe I just don't want to know it all.
Exactly. So.
Okay, next up I have Wild for You by Kristen Proby.
Yep. Proby. Yep.
Okay. I see her stuff all the time and think, man, I need to read her, and I just don't. And I know we're gonna see her at some upcoming events. So I'm like, I'm just committing.
Okay.
Because yeah. So Remington, and this starts off her, I think, Wild series or Wild River series. So Remington is a single dad. He just kind of took over his family's ranch. Aaron works at a coffee stand and applies to be his part-time nanny.
Mm-hmm.
And things are apparently going pretty well, but she has some secrets that potentially like endanger his children.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we
All
got
right.
some romantic suspense happening.
Okay. So the last book on my list is a post-apocalyptic book. It
Oh,
is A
sorry.
River of Ash and Bone by Ren Cartwright. All I know is it is Why Choose, and it takes place many years, 24 years after the outbreak. This is a zombie type post-apocalyptic, and there's 4 guys for 1 girl, I think is what it is. So I got like the first 2 pages in, and then I don't know if I got an arc or whatever, but I got distracted and started reading something else. I'm like, I probably need to finish that because I wanted to. So, I don't even know if I'm keeping the book or not. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What's your last book?
I don't understand those Why Choose books, especially during apocalyptic times, but okay. My last book is Chasing the Wild by Elliot Rose. Ex-boyfriend's father snowed in. Done. Sign me up.
Yep. All right. Okay, guys. So that's like 30 books and then some because we talked about cleaning off our Kindles.
Yes.
And
our book club.
Mm-hmm. Yep, our book club.
So, and those comments, what's on your February TBR? Are you going to join us for book club? We hope you do. Yes. Give us some feedback on book club. You can message us privately if you want to, but we are really looking forward to it. And we know that several of you are excited and wanting to do a book club. So we hope this will be a great start to a fun book club.
Yay. All right, guys. Your turn.
Your enthusiasm. Yay. Oh, all right.
Yeah. Yay. Sorry. We're excited. I promise.
Oh. Ooh, Jessica, before we go, when do you think that we might be able to show those coveted cover books on the channel?
The second week of February.
Okay, so.
Oh, wait. Oh, you mean Catherine's books? Mm-hmm. Oh, no. Okay, so I'm told by our shipping company that the rough in hand date, like the date that it's supposed to have already gone through customs and arrived here at the house or down the road, is February 4th. I don't know if the LA fires, I think they were affecting how long things were taking to get through the port to get to here. So we are keeping our fingers crossed that it will be February 4th, which means they should arrive this week to the port, but I haven't heard anything yet. So.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
The January, February book box.
That is the January, February book box.
And then the next books are with those books.
Yes, they are. So the March, April book box is already, it's with the January, February box.
So that'll be following shortly behind.
And the May, June books are in production.
Awesome.
Yes. So they'll be here soon too.
So in February, we'll get to show those off and as well make the announcement for the next book in the book box.
Yep, that'll be the second week of February. So yeah.
All right. So in the comments, I think I already said this. Let us know what you're reading. Are you going to join us for book club? We really hope so. And yeah. Make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us. And of course, have that notification button hit so you see us when we do extra videos on Wednesdays usually.
Yeah, typically we just can't commit to Wednesdays.
Mark your calendar for book club and keep an eye out towards the end of February because we will put up a poll to figure out what our next, we'll ask for some input. So just keep an eye on our channel during the month of February. We will ask for some input and then we'll, from those recommendations, we will create a poll because if we just do like a blanketed poll, that could get kind of crazy and out of hand. So we'll ask for recommendations, we'll put up a poll, but we'll want to have that done before book club so we can make the announcement of what the Marches is.
Yep. All right, guys, there's a lot there, but
yeah, we have a lot happening.
Yeah, February's busy.
But we're excited.
We're excited. So thanks for watching. Can I do this part now? Are we good?
Please.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.